Thank you, Chairman Smith, Chairman Bouchon, and Ranking Member Lipinski, and the other members of the subcommittee. I'm Vice President of the Museum of Science and Industry, Andrea Ingram. It is my privilege to be here, and I appreciate the invitation to speak about the impact of our innovative science education programs and the work of nonprofit institutions like ours. I don't have to restate that STEM is critically important. It is critically important to our economy, to our well-being, and our environment. Countries around the world are investing in science education and innovation like never before. It is a highly competitive race for the future. In fact, delegations from China and South Korea and other countries have been coming to the Museum of Science and Industry to learn what we are doing and why it is working. These countries recognize that the race for the future will not be won by test scores. It will be won by youth who are well positioned to lead our economies into the future. Their often stated goal is to incubate the next Steve Jobs. It is not to beat us on the international benchmarks. What we know and what 21st century learning skills require and what the next generation science standards anticipate is that critical thinking is key, creativity is a must, and the art form of collaboration is the linchpin. These are the skills that are practiced every day at MSI and the 365 science centers around the country serving your constituents. These science centers, like us, are nimble and strategic in meeting the needs of our local communities. We are the perfect nexus where industry, civic institutions, parents, students, and schools can come together to make sure our youth have what they need to be well positioned to be our next generation of scientists and innovators. The Museum of Science and Industry is the largest science center in the Western Hemisphere. We have the privilege of hosting nearly 1.5 million guests every year. They get to explore our award-winning exhibitions and participate in our live science experiences. Our vision is to inspire and motivate these youth to achieve their full potential in science, technology, medicine, and engineering. And to do that, we founded the Museum Center for Advancement of Science Education to leverage the inspiration and engagement of our world-class exhibitions. Through CASE, we make real science accessible in classrooms, in homes, and communities where children live their lives every day. At MSI, again, we have the privilege of hosting 350,000 children on field trips every year. These children get to do science in our exhibitions. They participate in live science activities. They dissect eyeballs. 25,000 go to fabulous learning labs like Mission by Mars, a fabulous program funded by NASA. At MSI, we extend science even further. We support science clubs and 72 community-based organizations. We work with high school youth on content and communication skills. We bridge them into college and careers. At MSI, we do science even more by supporting teachers doing science in middle grades classrooms. Teachers, 70% of whom are in our middle grade schools in our region without a background in science. They need support in supporting their children doing science. These teachers have earned graduate credit, they have earned master's degrees, and now we have them in 25% of Chicago public schools. We have received an enormous amount of support from companies like Dover, ITW, Boeing, Takeda, to name just a few. They are important partners and contributors. We also have received federal funding for our STEM programs, and I urge this subcommittee to strongly support programs within NASA, NOAA, and NSF, namely NASA's competitive grant for science museums and planetariums, NOAA's Environmental Science Literacy Grant Program, NSF's Advancing Informal Science Learning Program. We are able to leverage these funds to gain corporate commitment because our corporate partners are smart. They know that these organizations are competitive competitively giving these funds, looking at the landscape of programming and funding only the best. We are able to raise $3 for every one for those programs, but $20 for every $1 for the museum itself. These investments are improving science education. Our economy depends on our ability to have our youth positioned to be our next generation. Without the support of these important federal funds, we will lose key resources to prepare that next generation of innovators and scientists. Thank you.